Donald Trump seems to be laboring under the delusion that the Supreme Court decision, this past Monday, on the immunity ruling, which everybody's talked about 1,000 times of course, but he's laboring under the delusion that somehow this means that those criminal convictions against him in Manhattan, the 34 felony convictions, he thinks those are going to magically disappear, be erased from existence because of the Supreme Court's immunity ruling. Now that makes absolutely no sense to me, and I'll explain why in just a moment. But on Monday, shortly after that Supreme Court decision came down, Trump's lawyers immediately sent a letter to Judge Juan Moran. They told him you either have to totally dismiss the case, now get rid of all the charges, which technically he can't do because the jury already found him guilty, so you can't dismiss it at that point. But if you're not going to do that, which obviously he can't do, then you got to delay the sentencing, which we all know did happen later on in the week. So Mara did bend a little bit to Donald Trump's legal request, saying, hey, Supreme Court says this thing, so you gotta do this. And the prosecution, by the way, the Manhattan DA's office, was like, what, we're fine if you have to push back the sentencing, we're good with that. But his charges are not going to magically disappear. In fact, here's what's kind of funny. Even if the immunity ruling did cover the 34 convictions that Trump has in New York, which I firmly believe they do not, but even if they did, you still technically have a jury verdict that says you're guilty of these 34 things. In order to get that overturned, even if you do now have immunity, the court can't magically just erase it. Okay, we can't go in and be like, oh crap, scratch all this out. No, never happen. You have to file essentially a new case, and you have to have a judge hear the case, and they have to make the determination to overturn the previous jury's ruling. You cannot do that as part of the regular case, and I know that because I had to research that extensively. As Republicans were trying to overturn Steve Bannon's conviction, you can't just do it. You essentially have to file a brand new case arguing that what you did is now considered, quote, legal, and therefore you go through a new trial, and that would reverse the previous trial's decision. You don't do it on appeal. You do it on a new case, essentially. So even if what Trump is claiming were true, which it's not, you can't just magically get rid of it. And the reason, of course, that I say this isn't going to or shouldn't affect this case legally speaking, is because most of these actions actually took place before Trump was president of the United States. Therefore, there is no immunity. Plus, as I've repeatedly said, there's no universe in existence where you could argue that ordering your own business to falsify business documents to cover up a hush money payment to a porn star you had an affair with so that you could win a election, that's not an official duty of the president, okay? That's not a declaration, that's not something the president is supposed to do. That's not part of your official duties outlined in the Constitution. So therefore you wouldn't have immunity for it. It's a stupid situation. Trump's lawyers really don't have a legal leg to stand on, even with the Supreme Court ruling. And if this is the route they're going to go, it's probably not going to end super great for them. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured we are just getting started here at Daily News. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share and comment on the video.